Welcome back to Insight to Invest, the channel that gives you insight into a company and you decide where to invest to grow your money. NVIDIA, the most powerful company in AI, just handed $2 billion to a company most retail investors have never heard of. The company is Lumentum Holdings, ticker symbol LITE. Today we answer 4 questions. What do they actually make? Why does it matter for AI? Why did NVIDIA write that check? And at $650.82 a share, is this stock a buy, a hold, or a trap? Let's go. What is Lumentum? It was founded in 2015, spun out of JDSU, headquartered in San Jose. Lumentum makes photonic components, lasers, optical chips, modules that turn electrical signals into light and send that light flying through fiber optic cables. Here's a simple version. Every time data moves across the internet, inside a data center, between AI chips, it moves as light. Lumentum makes the hardware that generates, directs, and receives that light. They have 2 business segments, cloud and networking, which is 86% of revenue. This is the rocket ship. Optical chips, transceivers, and high-speed laser modules for hyperscale data centers and AI infrastructure. This is why Wall Street is paying attention right now. 14% of the revenue is industrial tech, legacy fiber lasers used in EV battery manufacturing, semiconductor production, solar panels, and medical devices. The business that used to power Face ID on your iPhone, that's fading. The business powering AI data centers, that's exploding, up 65.5% year over year in their most recent quarter, which is a record. Everyone talks about GPUs, NVIDIA's Blackwell chips, compute power, but here's what most people are missing. GPUs are only as fast as the connection between them. As AI models have grown, the bottleneck has quietly shifted from compute to connectivity. How do 50,000 GPUs in one building talk to each other fast enough to train a frontier model? Copper cables, the traditional solution, can't keep up at this scale. They're slow, they generate enormous heat, they consume massive power. At gigawatt scale AI factories, copper is a dead end. Fiber optics move data at the speed of light, dramatically more energy efficient, scales to the bandwidth AI requires, and the specific components required for this is 200 gigs per electro absorption modulated lasers, or EMLs. Lumentum is the dominant supplier in this world. So let's talk about the $2 billion bet. On March 2nd, 2026, NVIDIA announces a $2 billion strategic investment in Lumentum via convertible preferred stock at $695.31 per share. But that's not the most important part of the deal. Alongside the investment came a multi-billion-dollar purchase commitment, NVIDIA agreeing to buy Lumentum's laser components for years, plus capacity reservation rights, plus a joint R&D partnership on next-generation silicon photonics. Gigawatt-scale AI factories, not a rack of servers, entire buildings consuming the power of a small city built specifically to run AI. And NVIDIA just said on the record that optical interconnects are the critical infrastructure these factories need. Why this deal? 3 reasons. 1, supply security. NVIDIA needs guaranteed access to advanced laser chips. The deal locks in Lumentum's capacity before competitors can snap it up. 2, U.S. manufacturing. Part of this investment funds a brand new fabrication facility on American soil. In a world of geopolitical tensions and supply chain risks, domestic production is strategic. 3, technology fusion. NVIDIA's AI networking expertise plus Lumentum's photonics manufacturing equals a competitive moat neither company could build alone. So let's talk about the moat. So why Lumentum and not a competitor? Vertical integration. Lumentum designs and fabricates its own chips in-house, from raw semiconductor wafers to finished modules. Most competitors outsource chip production. This gives Lumentum tighter quality control, faster iteration, and better margins. Number 2, technology leadership. They are the current dominant supplier of 200 gigabit per second EMLs, the specific laser technology required for 1.6 terabit transceivers. Competitors are 12 to 18 months behind. Lumentum spends over $250 million per year on R&D to keep that lead. Number 3, customer diversification. 2 years ago, Apple was their biggest customer, Face ID lasers. Today, cloud and AI revenue dominates. multiple hyperscalers, plus now NVIDIA locked in as both investor and buyer. The revenue base is far more resilient. So, is it worth $650? Let's talk numbers. Here's where Lumentum stands. I ran 3 valuation scenarios: the discounted cash flow bear case, the DCF base case, and the DCF bull case. Let's take a look at the bear case. Slower margin expansion, 25% revenue growth, 10% discount rate, fair value of $450 to $500 per share. And then some other things to consider for the bear case is NVIDIA's deal is non-exclusive. They still buy from Coherent. Losing hyperscaler would be devastating. There's also geopolitical risks. Significant operations in China and Hong Kong. Export restrictions or trade escalation could disrupt supply chains overnight. There's also fab execution risk. Building a new U.S. fabrication facility is expensive and complex. Delays or cost overruns pressure the balance sheet. Okay, let's talk about the base case. 40% growth in fiscal year 27, tapering to 25% by fiscal year 29, margins expanding to 20%. Fair value is between $550 to $650 per share for the base case. At $650.82, the stock is trading just above the top of this range, meaning it's already pricing in near perfect execution. For the bull case, NVIDIA purchase commitments fully materialize. Co-packaged optics ramps ahead of schedule. Fair value between $750 to $900 per share. On EV to revenue, or enterprise value to revenue, Lumentum trades at roughly 10 to 12x forward revenue, a premium to peers like Coherent at 6 to 8x, justified by technology, leadership, and the NVIDIA stamp of approval. Forward PE of 71x sounds scary, but for a company growing at 40 to 65% a year, as long as execution holds. That said, at $650.82, you are paying a premium over base case fair value. You're already pricing in some of the bull case. You can't download Lumentum's apps. You've never seen their logo on a product, but every AI query you've ever run has traveled through components they made. NVIDIA just valued them with the largest strategic investment in their history. The technology is real, the growth is real, the valuation is stretched, but so is the opportunity. Lumentum is a company worth knowing very well. Not financial advice, do your own research. Now drop a like, I'll say it again, drop a like. If this was useful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and take a look at some of these other videos that YouTube thinks you will like. See you in the next one.